welcome to On the Edge of Entertainment, where I get to invite my talented friends to come and talk to us. And today I've got my good friend Felice Garcia, and we have done shows together. So we'll tell you about that later. But I just want to tell you a little bit about her. Since moving to Las Vegas, she's been in Folies Bergère, American Superstars, which we have in common. She had her own show called Country Diva, and then she was in Fantasy and Million Dollar Quartet.
Mhm.
So she had some really great roles. Hi, Felice.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you. One of the things that we were talking about earlier is, all the wonderful things that you did in Las Vegas, but then how you wanted to expand your horizons and go ahead and try LA.
I did. So I was in Vegas for 10 years. And then after doing 800 shows with Million Dollar Quartet, I chose to leave the show and move to LA, do the whole acting thing.
Yeah, we were all like, oh my God, there she goes. She's going to go be a star.
Yeah, it worked out so well. No, it was a great um, experience.
Yeah, I mean, you performed with Green Day and the Chainsmokers.
I did. I got to be a support act for those touring acts in San Diego. And I also had the privilege of performing for the US Air Force overseas. We did 3 tours. So had I not moved to LA, I probably wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to do that.
That is an awesome experience, and I actually did that too.
You did?
Did in the beginning of my career out of LA, I worked with the USO. I went
Oh,
on.
how amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. It is a nice experience.
Yes. I wouldn't change that experience for the world. It was such a long flight, all 3 times, and we actually slept in the barracks, with the other. Well, I had my own room because I was the
Of
only
course,
female.
with 10,000
um,
men.
but yeah, exactly. But it was such an experience. We ate, with them in their mess hall, with the food that is nothing to write home about, but they make the best of it. And, they're living in bunk beds, and the bathrooms are in a whole different area of the base. You gotta, I pee in the middle of the night, and I had to get up in the dark with my phone flashlight and go find this other, building just to use the
No.
restroom.
I think it
So,
was a little more upscale when I was there because I think they gave us officer cabins, which did include bathrooms.
oh, nice.
Yeah. Ugh,
Well, this
sorry to
was
hear
quite the
about the
experience.
weather.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got to do that though. And you've traveled to the Middle East 3 times? Was
Yes.
that what that was?
That was what that was. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So you've just arrived back in Las Vegas, I guess, and
Yes.
we're excited to finally have you back. Um, I think I'll share some of your photos. I'll share the screen and show
Okay.
what you look like when you're performing. I forgot to tell them how you and I know each other, which is we did a show together. We all
Mhm.
cross paths in Vegas entertainment. At one time or another, we get to do shows together, and then we move on and we meet a new cast of people. So it's a very small community of people that know each other. You know,
Very small.
yeah. And we were in a show together. She was a Carrie Underwood tribute,
Mhm.
and it was amazing. And I got to do, actually, that was the show I got to do 2 characters in. I did
Oh my gosh. Cody was
Madonna.
such a badass in this because she would open the show as Madonna, and then we'd have a couple other tributes, and then she would be back there changing her makeup almost from scratch, I think, and
Hmm.
entire elaborate costumes into Lady Gaga. And did you finish the show out as Lady Gaga, or I think we had a Michael Jackson
I think somebody
that
closed the
finished the
show.
show. but
Yeah.
still, like, she didn't have much time to do this.
No, I think it was 22 minutes, which is now
Oh
my
my
go-to. I'm
gosh.
like, well, I've done it in 22 minutes. People are like, can't you do it sooner? I'm like, no, I
No.
can't.
I mean, unless you had someone there helping you, but
Yeah.
um, everyone was busy. I was on stage, I think, right before you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
But we
yeah,
had
that
fun
was,
though. And that
oh, it
was in
was
your
such a fun.
hometown of Reno.
It was, and it was so cool because they got us rooms at the Grand Sierra Resort Hotel, and it was so nice. We made friends with, people at the restaurants. I remember going back and like visiting the chef at, what restaurant was that? Charlie
Yes, they
Palmer.
were so nice.
So
Yes.
nice. Like the chef would make me a salad with salmon and all these veggies, like super healthy and just
Hmm.
made to order. And it was such a fun holiday season.
Yeah, that was over New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
New
Yep.
Year's time. So we had a lot of fun. That was really a nice tour.
Yeah. It was just the only part I would say it was super challenging was the altitude. Did
Mm.
you ever get like super winded?
Um, I don't really recall, I don't know why, but that doesn't affect me like it affects other people. I travel all
Yeah.
over the place and I never really feel the effects of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I,
I would do a workout during the day and then just so I could like keep up my stamina on stage. And I was just singing these powerhouse numbers for 15 minutes and I would get off stage and I would be panting because I was so out of breath because of the altitude.
oh man, yeah, it's not fun for sure. Let me see here. Some of these photos of you.
Oh, Lordy. Let's see what you got.
Oh, all right. So
Oh,
let me see. Let me try to expand this.
that's one of my favorites.
Probably an album cover or something, right?
Oh, I hope so. I wish. This was done by Oscar Picasso. This black and white one. He's local in Las Vegas, and
Okay.
he actually shoots for the fantasy calendar every year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
he's awesome.
fantasy, all those pictures are so nice.
Oh yeah, and this photo in particular was done in his apartment. We just did it in this like tiny little space, and it turned out so good.
Gosh, well, when you know what you're doing, it
Mm,
works.
yeah. This was an LA photographer. When I moved to LA, I needed new headshots, and I thought I looked like a character from Mad Men
Oh, yeah.
in this.
Yeah. You've got that tone too. It kind of looks a little Million Dollar Quartet also.
Yeah, yeah, I was going for that.
Yeah. And
Oh,
this,
another one from Oscar. Oh,
yeah.
this is one of my favorites. He's so good with lighting, and he was just like, just let me do it. Let me do your hair, and it was. Oh, I just felt so glamorous in this one.
Ugh, I know. I need to do new photo shoot. That would be great. And then this must be your LA commercial.
This was, I think I used it a bit, but it was done by Michael Helms, who lives in LA, and he does a lot of photography for, TV and film.
Mm-hmm.
But he also comes out to Vegas. So if you want to see him, this was in a doorway.
Oh
And
yeah.
and it's so funny. I remember him telling me that I had a good side. He's like, has anyone ever told you have a good side? And I was like, no, which side is it?
I
And
guess you'd have to ask the question, does that mean I have a bad side?
yeah, exactly.
This is how I remember you in our show,
Oh, yes.
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood. I tried to copy her Blown Away album cover in this one.
Yeah, good job. Everything is, attention to detail.
Yeah.
This one is amazing. What is this? Was this in Vogue or something?
This was another Oscar Picasso photo. And this was like our last shot of the day.
Mm.
And he was like, hold on, just let me try something. And I was like, oh, Lord, what the hell is he putting on my head? And this turned out to be one of the coolest photos I've ever taken. I love this.
So amazing.
So fun.
Yeah, I would love to have a shot of me like that.
Exactly. It's just super high fashion and just out there.
Well, you always look like a fashion icon superstar in your photos. I love
Oh, thanks. Thanks. I've got my quarantine hair.
and
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, this is my quarantine hair right now.
Yeah, I know. It feels so nice to not have to do things,
I
according
know.
to our
I'm
looks anymore.
right. I haven't put on makeup in ages, and that's probably why my eye is watering.
Oh, maybe that's why mine's been watering too, because I'm doing these interviews and I'm having to put on makeup.
Yeah,
So I hope everybody appreciates it.
I know, right?
But
Uh,
anyway, so were you going to sing something live for us today?
oh God, do I have to?
Oh, no, you don't. I just thought I would try.
Oh,
We'll put all your links below and
oh, perfect.
for videos or music that you've done.
Fabulous. I would love that. Yeah, it's probably a good idea I don't sing today. I had an appointment with a USC vocal doctor, yeah,
Yeah.
on Thursday, and it turns out I need a little bit of vocal therapy. So it's probably because I haven't been practicing enough.
Mm.
So for all of you vocalists out there, it's a muscle. It has to be exercised, and I haven't been exercising my voice properly, so it's been feeling funky lately.
Yeah, I tell people that too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that everybody does know that it's a muscle and that you have
Yep,
to exercise it. And
absolutely.
yeah.
A lot of people don't know that, uh, think of it as like not singing for a while or not running for a while, and then all of a sudden going on the treadmill and just sprinting.
Mhm.
That you're going to be so sore and you're probably going to tear something. So you really need to warm up. You need to take care of it. You need to maintain it. And if you don't use it, you will lose it. And
Yeah.
I'm afraid that that's probably what's been happening with me, is because I'm not performing 6 nights a week anymore. My muscle is slowly diminishing, and I can feel it. I don't think it's not painful, and I'm sure not everyone else can tell, but for me, I can, and I just hold myself to a very high standard.
Well, I'm glad you went to see about it.
Yes, actually, it was a telehealth appointment, um, because of this quarantine going on. I was able to see a doctor at USC in LA in this very room right here, and I actually didn't even change out of my pajamas. It
Wow,
was great.
that's great.
Yeah.
What else do you want to tell us about? I know we talked about some things that, we felt were important to share with young entertainers that might be coming into the
Mm-hmm.
industry. I don't know, just about who you are and how to navigate this career as a singer.
Sure. I think this the business is going to change tremendously from here on out. Um, I think we could speak a little bit to maybe what if it doesn't change, and then maybe how to navigate the new normal, if you will.
Hmm.
So, say business were, um, just going on as normal, and we'd never gone into this quarantine, then I would say practice, practice and save money, and take take the gigs that you think value yourself. Don't take the gigs that don't pay a lot of money, because then you're devaluing yourself. And that was something Cody and I talked about. She's always been very good at holding her own value and not accepting the offers that come her way that are insulting, frankly. So that's something that I really admire about you.
Well, thank you. The whole ethics behind costs and charging and things like that is
Mm-hmm.
always been something that I wanted to tell other people about because, of course, if you're a new artist, you can
Mm-hmm.
charge less.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're an established artist, there should be a standard fee, and we should all
Mm-hmm.
be charging the same. Ultimately, we'll get the same amount of money, and we won't be lowering the standards in the business.
Mm-hmm.
Because what we do is not easy. It's not easy
No.
to get ready. It's not easy to keep your voice um,
Mm-hmm.
going and in shape and keep your body in shape and just upkeep of everything and costume costs,
Oh,
all kinds of things.
costumes are so expensive, and people don't always see the work that goes into it. I've been asked to do, I'm sure you have been asked to do a gig that's like, oh, it's only 2 songs. I'm like, yes, but I also took voice lessons from the time I was 9, and piano lessons. My mother paid whatever she paid. And then I went to choir every day in high school. I went to show choir. I did all the after school musicals. Of course, I wasn't paid for that. That was all my time. And then I went to UNLV to get a degree in music. And however much that costs, all that time learning to use my instrument.
Investment.
Exactly. It's a lifetime investment. And it's not worth leaving the house for 2 songs if you're going to be paid less than what you're worth.
Yeah, and I think that ultimately there's jobs that are meaningful, and then there's other jobs. So
Of course.
hopefully we'll just take the meaningful ones and the other ones.
Yeah.
Um, so I understand you have some background with beauty pageants and things.
I did do a couple pageants. Yeah, I started my senior year of high school and I competed in the Miss America organization. I didn't win, but a few years later, when I was 24, I want to say, my last year of eligibility in the Miss America organization, I competed and I won a local title of Miss Henderson, the second largest city in Nevada. And unfortunately, I didn't go further, didn't win Miss Nevada, but I did compete for Miss Nevada USA and I made the top 10. Wow. So that was kind of fun. But I will say pageants are a lot of work and they are a lot of money as well. Some of them dedication. Some of them you don't have to pay to enter. However, you're paying for your dresses and all of your outfits, and it's a big investment. I think there are a lot of pros to doing pageants. It does help you figure out how you want to present yourself in public, interview skills. It helps you be aware of current events, because in the Miss America organization, you do have an interview portion and they ask you something that's very current and pertinent to what's going on. Let's see.
I think it's good training.
The talent portion.
For a young person, right? Just to kind of have, one thing about entertainers is we need to, reel in the creative part of us and actually be dedicated to things like getting costumes together,
yes,
like having training, like learning about current events or your character or what you do for a living, and training. These things are pretty important. It seems like that organization would be a really good training.
No, you bring up a good point. It does help a young individual put together goals. It is very goal oriented because there is kind of an end game. And that's what I always appreciated about the physical portion was I was able to, diet and exercise, but I knew that I had an end in sight and that I could treat myself when it was over. However, there is the nasty part of pageants that, I at one point did let it get to me. I let the unreasonable expectation of having the perfect body. I let that, get the best of me. I was exercising so much and eating, boiled chicken or, well, maybe grilled chicken with like nothing on it, and quinoa and broccoli, and like that was it. And I was hungry all the time. I thought about food constantly. So there was some not super fun moments about it. And I wish if I could go back, I wish I could tell myself, you are beautiful, you are healthy, and you don't need to lose all this weight to feel that way.
That's huge. Because I think young people put a lot of pressure on themselves about the way they look and their weight and these kind of things. And also just not feeling happy or secure about who you are as a person, what you have to offer. It's not all about looks and there's personality, there's happiness, just being joyful and all kinds of other things that make a person attractive. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's a whole, boy, we should write a book about it.
We should. I mean, there are a lot of good things it does bring to light, how to be healthy. And I just think maybe I took it to the extreme. I think some other girls could probably say the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we should focus more on the fitness aspect rather than the look portion of it, because one person could be a size 0 and be super healthy, and then the other person could be a size 8 and also be super healthy. Yet this industry standard is going to lean towards that size 0 because that girl is so tiny. But there could also be a size 0 that is not healthy and she is dying inside because she's not getting enough nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
So where's the happy medium? I think we need to preach, health. And are you getting enough vegetables? Are you getting enough exercise? And are you happy? You're right. I love that you brought that up.
Yeah, and health is everything. Being healthy gives you energy, it gives you longevity in life. I mean, you want to stay well forever, you want to live as long as you can.
Yeah. And I think so many diseases and ailments stem from diet and exercise. You can prevent so many things with just eating well and exercising all the time. I don't really believe in taking a whole lot of medication. I'll take Advil if I, have a headache, but other than that, I am exercising and eating well.
Mm-hmm. I think it's really important, and it keeps the mental state well too. I think a clean body gives you a clean mind, and there's not chemical imbalances and things that make you have mood swings and sadness and anxiety and all these things. They all kind of come from your whole overall health,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of that is what you put in your body. So I'm a
Absolutely.
advocate of that as well.
Oh, we could do a whole day on just diet and exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we might.
I know.
We might just.
We totally should.
Well, I'm so excited to have had you stop by today, and I'm sure everybody will be excited to see you. And
Yeah,
yeah, thanks, Felice.
absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Well, you're welcome, and I hope you join us again and maybe do a little performance for us when your voice heals.
Yes, I will. I've been writing a lot of music during this time, and now I am just figuring out how to play it all on the guitar so that I can accompany myself.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's something I've learned since I moved back,
Mm-hmm.
or rather moved to LA. I started playing the guitar a lot, and I don't know that many chords, but I can make it through a certain amount of songs.
Hey, well, practice makes perfect, right?
Exactly.
Well, that sounds exciting. I'm glad that you've had some time. Doing things that are creative and for ourselves are so important. I miss playing piano. I started sort of dabbling in it and learning some Lady Gaga songs.
Oh, good. That's also a muscle. Playing piano and playing guitar. It is, if you don't practice, some of it will go away.
Yeah, yeah. I might have to start from scratch at this point.
But I do want to offer, if anyone has any questions, anyone out there watching, if you have any questions about anything, I'm not an expert on anything, but, singing and music and performing. However, I'd be happy to talk to anyone who has any questions about even pageants or fitness. And I used to train with this amazing guy here in Las Vegas, and I learned a lot from him. I wish he were my personal trainer all the time, but I have a lot of really good tips from him. And if anyone, just wants to chat, drop me a line on Instagram or Facebook, and I'd be happy to help.
I think that's great. I've asked your help in a few things, so yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
great. Felice she's being modest. She knows a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, please. I would love to just, at this point, I would love to talk to anyone. So this is, no, I would love to impart any part of my wisdom on anyone if I have anything to say. Cody, I was just thinking of other things, like I have all these good like makeup tips and like
yeah.
I found this really good makeup remover that I just want to share with everyone. They're not paying me or anything, but I'm like, this is the best stuff ever. And so it's called Albaline, and
Oh,
it's
is
just
that
like,
the cream that's for like the whole face?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like, it's like a Vaseline type consistency, and it is the best stuff. I swear by it. My skin stays so soft after I take makeup off, and like I swear I have all these little like tricks of the trade after doing shows, you know, probably over 10,000 shows in the last 10 years. And, you know, it's, I don't know, I just have wisdom that I wouldn't mind sharing.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and it was great talking to you.
You too. Thank you so much for having me.
Everybody out there, dream, dare, and do it.
Love it.